A lot of people have been sending me news about Hololive, and I greatly appreciate it. The reason I haven't actually made a video or an article about it is because every time I finish catching up with the news, there's more Hololive news, and it's so complicated to go over. And on top of that, of course, there's all the other news going on in the world as well that I want to cover. So it makes it really complicated for me, man. Luckily, my buddy, our contributor at NeanNet, GameWizard02, just finished an extremely in-depth report on this situation. And we even have an update from a few hours ago, July 31st, 2020. Today, there's an update. So what's going on really quick? Let me give you the summary of the story, and then we'll take a look at this article. Actually, I take that back instantly. We're going to do like half and half. So here's what GameWizard2 says. Covercore, the parent company of Hololive/Holostar and the rest of their subsidiaries, was hit by another massive allegation of copyright violations from various gaming companies, mainly From Software, Capcom, and Konami, over the unauthorized use of their material by various VTubers. As a result, the company rushed to private and hide all archived videos until they could work out what was going on. So what occurred, it seems, is like fans would notice videos being removed from these virtual YouTubers' channels. A lot of videos, a lot of channels. And they would tweet things like this. So VTubers aren't allowed to play Metal Gear Dark Souls now? Uh-oh. And more people start talking about the situation. He says, this has resulted in a massive uproar from both Japanese and Western audiences, so much so that the screenshots here only represent a tiny fraction of the amount of outrage that I've seen. By the way, if you're not audio only, take a look at the corner. I'm scrolling it for you right now. Okay, if you can see the right top corner, there's the scroll wheel. It's microscopic. This article is huge. He really put a lot of work into this one. Great job. So, of course, I'm going to link this full article in the description and the pinned comment if you want to check it out. I'm not going to go over the full thing because we would be here for like 2 hours. I'm going to give you the gist of it and link you to the rest if you're interested in more. So, fans find out about this. They talk about it more and more. And people start actually apparently roasting Covercore. Take a look at this. Japanese tweet, and this person apparently translates it and says, you can't cover for them at all. So why don't you drop the name of your company, Cover? I gotta say, man, I routinely see very savage remarks made from Japanese Twitter or like Japanese blogs. Some of the ones I showed you about The Last of Us 2, if you followed that news back then. I mean, man, they come up with some good comments, man. It's funny. As the person says, absolutely brutal. Thanks for the translation. Absolutely savage. Now, this goes on and on, more and more. And eventually, we have virtual YouTubers making statements. For example, here is the doggo herself, Unagami Korone, who says, retweet, we apologize for any inconvenience. Some videos, including those with a right relationship, will be hidden once. The management checks each one, and little by little, they are working so that everyone can watch the video again. Guys, let's just take a moment to understand how daunting that is. It's so daunting that, to be quite honest, I'm very skeptical that they've done that, unless checking out each one means spending maybe 5 to 10 minutes on each one. Because you're talking about like multiple virtual YouTuber channels, multiple live streams that are probably around 3 to 6 hours long, right? Something like that. I mean, that's going to take forever to go through all of that and see how much copyrighted material there is and all that. It's a mess. Now, what's really interesting about the situation, and you can see there's more virtual YouTubers also making statements on this. For example, here's Picora, and we have plenty more images as well. Here's Fubuki. But the point is this. Oh, and there's Miko Sakura, who apparently, by the way, is also taking some time off now. I just found that out, I think, what was that, yesterday or today? She made a statement saying she was taking time off. So that's what I mean. There's so much VTuber news. Every time I catch up with something, more stuff comes out. But I gotta give them credit, though. Despite all this news, there is a massive lack of drama. And I really love that about the Japanese virtual YouTuber community. They're so focused on just providing entertainment and focused on the business that they really don't get into like stupid drama stuff. Even when they're talking about very serious things like this, you don't see like stupid drama where virtual YouTubers are having beef with each other or something like that. No, they're talking about the business. They're letting their fans know what's going on, and they're getting right to the point and all that. I think that's great. Now, what's not so great is the copyright system in Japan. It's really weird how this all works. Because obviously here in the States, we have fair use. And to an extent, DMCA is international, but it's all really complicated, a lot of gray lines, and I'm not an expert on this, so, take my word with a grain of salt. But the fact is, you don't really see issues like this come up with streams here in the States. You do occasionally see Japanese companies trying to impose very weird rules that don't seem to, actually abide by fair use on English content creators. For example, like the Persona games, or let me rephrase, Atlas games in particular. Atlas does have a really weird set of rules they try to impose on streamers Is it actually, the stuff they're doing legal? That's a question you'd have to ask and figure out. I'm very skeptical that it is. But here's the really interesting thing with Hololive. So if I'm streaming, right? Let's just take me as an example. I want to stream today. I go live, I stream. Let's say I get like $50 in donations or whatever. I get to keep all that aside from what YouTube takes for their cut, and then I pay taxes on it, right? It's different for Hololive. Where do those donations go? So I've been wondering this for a long time, and maybe some of you know about this, or maybe it's just not public info. And if you do know about this, please be careful where your sources are, because again, is this public information? I don't really think it is. In terms of, and I could be wrong, in terms of virtual YouTubers' contracts with Hololive, how do they actually get paid? Do they get all their donation money? Do they get any of it? Do they get a fraction of it? Are they on salary or something, and all the donations go to, Hololive? How does that actually work? How do they get paid? Where do the donations go? Now, I don't know the culture in Japan. Maybe I'm out of line to be asking these questions. I'm more so just raising the questions. I'm not actually asking them. I'm not actually going to Hololive right now and being like, hey, where's the money go? That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just interested in their business model because it's interesting to me. I like business. Their business model is a lot different than streamers here in the US for the most part. So I'm really curious what their business model is. It interests me a lot, especially when you have this copyright stuff going on too. Really, really big mess, right? Really big mess. So let's continue on. We've seen statements from these virtual YouTubers. You can see there is plenty more as well. I had to scroll for like another 30 seconds. There's so many statements, and Game Wizard got them all. Seriously, guys, if you want to see all this information in one spot, check out that link. I cannot emphasize enough how much information he put into this report. Thank you so much, Game Wizard. So now he says, shortly after all that, Covercore released an official statement admitting fault and saying that they are sorry for what happened and will do better in the future. Official statement. Wow. So we should hopefully have a translation here. Very good. Here we go. Courtesy of Seal and Axis. Shouts out. Translation of Cover CEO Motoaki Tanago's statement regarding the copyright takedowns. To start off, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the support shown to our company's talent. It has come to light that some YouTube archives, I'm just going to remove my webcam for this part. I don't really need to be on screen for this. Here we go. It has come to light that some YouTube archives of Hololive production talent demonstrated the use of intellectual properties without the consent of the rights holders, and have thus been flagged for violating copyright and deleted. We recognize that this incident was caused by a lack of oversight and supervision on our part, and we deeply apologize to the concerned companies and fans for it. As such, to ensure smooth operations in the meantime and going forward, we've decided to delete or set certain YouTube videos of all our company's talent to private until the necessary permissions have been obtained. We deeply apologize to everyone involved for allowing the issue to reach this point, and shall strive to learn from it. Moving forward, we will strengthen our management policies. Where do we hear that recently with Hololive? Oh, that's right, with the vampire situation. I'm talking about my girl, Isiah Mel. Anyways, they say, we understand that we have much room for improvement in many areas, and as such, we hope to have your continued support as we tackle them. All right. And Game Wizard says, this statement, however, fell on deaf ears due to the fact that this is not Covercore's first time having copyright problems. Oof. Back on May 5th, 2020, they were hit hard by Nintendo for not asking for permission to monetize streams that contain their games. Uh-oh. What is this? Wow. Yeah, you can see the date there, 6/5/20. Covercore released an apology to Nintendo for not asking permission to monetize streams containing Nintendo games and went against Nintendo's game content guidelines. They're now in talks with Nintendo. Videos have been demonetized but don't have to be deleted. I do think Hololive is, from what I've read, and the consistent issues with mismanagement, like I even referred to the situation with Mel a month or two ago as well, and this other situation that this person's bringing up with Nintendo in the past, it does seem like Hololive is being mismanaged on a level somewhat. I hate to say it, I do. But that does seem to be the case. But let's cut them a little bit of slack with the copyright stuff because, again, the copyright is so weird in Japan, and they're dealing with live streaming, and the whole virtual YouTuber thing is a pretty new thing. So there might, be some new precedent there. Yes, I think Hololive could absolutely do better, and maybe they got to reorganize management. Maybe some people need to be, let go. I don't know. That's all up to them to consider and figure out. But I do think they deserve at least some slack on this. Some. Just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully I made myself pretty clear there because I do think, as I said, I'm probably repeating myself now. I just want to emphasize that, yes, I do think they can improve and they probably have made mistakes. Just a little bit of slack, though. Okay, so this goes on and on and on, and apparently there is an English translation of this as well. Oh, that's the prior statement. We're not going to read that. That's old news. Again, if you want that, it's in the Niannet report, link in the description and all that. So we're going to skip this segment and move on to the next one. So as of writing this, he says, it is alleged that some of the videos have been returned and that the worst is over. No official statement has been made as of yet to clarify that the entire situation has been resolved. The ongoing fallout from this incident continues and is beyond measure. Look at this, man. 2,400 upvotes. Oof. From Reddit Hololive, our Hololive. Situation, mega thread summary. So there you go. Both the heated community base as well as the apparent rush job to take down all the videos has led to widespread claims of terrible management, community backlash, etc., etc. One claim brought to light was an offhand comment about the company forcing the girls to deal with all the copyright nonsense themselves. This is alleged to be the main reason why they are feeling upset and depressed at this entire situation. Wow. If true, that would be insane. Yeah, that would be, if true. Because the purpose of joining a company like Hololive is to be able to have access to people whose job is to deal with issues like this. Yeah, on top of getting the equipment and all that, right? I mean, going down to the offices and having all that backing. But when they are in a contract, of course the company should, have a level of dealing with that as well. Maybe their legal team or something should step up on that. I don't really know. It's complicated, guys. It's really complicated. Wow. So this is an example of a virtual YouTuber taking this news, pretty tough recently. Seeing Watame trying to hold herself together before streaming was heartbreaking. I'm feeling pretty upset with Cover and the gaming companies who are so short-sighted. But what's done is done. Oh, man, this is really sad. And then here's the comment I mentioned earlier about removing debut streams or announcement streams. This person says they literally yeeted her 3D debut. Good news, it's back already, apparently. So they seem to be working this all out. And I do have an update from Nintendo, at least. Obviously, there's multiple gaming companies involved here. But good news from the Nintendo front. Update, Nintendo releases a statement of guidelines in Japanese translated by Google. Question 9. Is this guideline for corporations to post using Nintendo game copyrighted works? Answer 9. So they basically say that the companies mentioned... Oh, that's right. It's an image. I can't highlight that. They basically say the companies listed here, which I'll go over, have entered into a contract with Nintendo in accordance to their guidelines, and they basically can use the material now. So you have companies and you have Covercore right there. There you go. Covercore added on the 1st, which I guess, yeah, in Japan it's the 1st. Today it's still the 31st over here. But there you go. That's how recent it is. It's literally in the future. Not really, but you get the idea. Good meme. And back to the full scope of this report, we have another update. They say, well, he says, Game Wizard says, it has been confirmed by Hololive's official video tracking tool that videos were indeed deleted in haste. You can also see the full extent of the fallout below. And they say the videos on our Hololive channels are currently being reviewed. Okay, we've pretty much already read that statement, though. It's probably just going to be repetitive. But you can see here, apparently, that I guess the green is the channel being restored. For example, AZKI channel is at 88% restored. Most of these are still around 10%, though, it seems. Most under 15%, some pushing up more towards the 20% zone, and some getting close to 50%. Well, one particular getting close to 50%. So a lot of these are apparently, as of this screenshot at least, still pending quite a lot. But if you are interested in a virtual YouTuber video tracking tool, apparently that's a thing you can, search and use. Curiously, VTuber Okami Mio has come out to say that she'll be taking a break from streaming after talking with management. Wow, that's so sad, man. Some are speculating that due to the timing of her announcement that she and possibly many others may be under threat of having their channels terminated due to all the copyright strikes. Dude, this is the thing. This stuff really gets to me, man. Like I said at the beginning, I want to cover this news, but it's like more news on top of more news. Like, it's just never ending, man. It's really sad. I was just talking earlier about Miko taking some time off, and I guess Okami Mio is too. Oh, what a mess, dude. How many more of these do we have? Let's see. Let's read her statement. She says, various things are happening right now, and after consulting with the management, I'm going to take a break from broadcasting today. Tears. I'll check the situation and I'll explain when I can talk to everyone. I'm really sorry to everyone who is looking forward to the broadcast. Crying. Please wait. I hate this, man. The virtual YouTubers are just such happy content, such innocent. Well, okay, maybe innocent. Okay, we'll dial back on that one. But such happy, fun, friendly content for the most part. Sometimes not so innocent, though. Other people want answers to what happened to VTuber Tsukishito Kaoru. Oh, I didn't know we were going to cover that in this report. Yeah, Game Wizard really included a lot. That is something I'm aware of as well. Like I said, I didn't think we were going to talk about in this video, though. Let's see what he says. For those who do not know, Covercore issued a statement on July 28, 2020, that Kaoru will no longer be working with the company and that he allegedly departed on good terms. Official statement here. Translation regarding the termination of Tsukishita Kaoru. Thank you for your continued support for our company's talent. Wow, they flat out said termination and all that too, man. This may be sudden, but due to personal reasons, well, according to the translation, this may be sudden, but due to personal reasons, Tsukishita Kaoru will be terminating his contract as a virtual YouTuber and member of the male group Holostars effective this July 28, 2020. Although we have conducted discussions with Kaoru himself, it was deemed that continued activities from here on would be difficult, and so have decided on terminating his contract. Okay, so let me just clarify something here. It sounds like it's not like a termination like you're fired. It's a mutual agreement sort of thing is what it sounds like, right? So let me just clarify that. That's my opinion. It's my take on the take. We are thankful to the fans and all related parties for their support up until now. We hope for everyone's continued support of our company's talents. Oh, they actually even, he actually clarified that too. Look at this. Zero says, regarding the wording terminated for being too harsh, sorry if this caused confusion, but to make things clear, 1, the contract was only ended. This doesn't mean he was fired. 2, the next paragraph states that this was agreed upon. Oh, wow. Literally. Well, I predicted that one. I mean, it's just the way, it's just looking at it logically, man. So that's all that's going on there. It ends up making sense. So they handled that in a better way than it seemed. So that's good. I mean, it's still sad. Obviously, there's still an issue here. Virtual YouTubers are taking time off and coming to mutual agreements to maybe not even come back. It's a giant mess. All of this is. While many mourned the exit of their favorite VTuber, what came out as strange was how sudden all of this happened. Yeah. According to some in the community, Kaoru was doing very well and showing no signs of stopping. Even the girls over at Hololive were taken by surprise and had no time to give him a proper send-off. I gotta tell you, man, what's weird for me is I just found out about Kaoru a week ago, probably a little less. Saw a highlight video of Kaoru, thought it was funny, went to his Twitter, saw him making some funny tweets, and then literally a few days later I found out about this going on. All I can comment on is repeating myself again here and just saying, right when you catch up with VTuber news, more comes out. But I'm glad that we'll be pretty caught up after this report. Game Wizard, thank you, man. So more people talking about Kaoru. I'll scroll through this again if you want. All of this, you know where to find it. Description, pinned comment. All his content was scrubbed with no reason as to why. It was as if overnight his entire presence was erased off the internet. Many people took notice and speculation began as to what happened. I mean, well, yeah, it's definitely weird. It's definitely weird. If I read all this, we're going to be here forever. My speculation, maybe it has to do with the copyright thing. And if something came up where he was going to be leaving the contract anyways, maybe at that point it's just easier to just terminate everything, instead of worrying about the hassle, the headache. So let's see. They're talking about the deletion here. I'm going to scroll past this. And then we're getting close to the end here, I think. Some people point to what has been making the rounds recently as of July 19th as a possible factor where in multiple instances of certain VTubers are alleged to have had issues in their chat by a certain crowd of Western viewers during both their live streams and in the comment section. This is very disheartening to hear because VTubers are people like you and me and deserve the same respect as everyone else. It's gotten so bad that it seems certain VTubers like Kanata have decided to turn off the comment section in their videos. Here is an example of the VOD on Kanata's channel and some of the comments talking about apparently these language issues people are having, overseas people not getting along or something. Very strange stuff. This has angered the Hololive staff, yet from what I can tell, no company action has been taken against all this. It has gotten so bad that on some streams, even the VTubers themselves are starting to get annoyed by it all. Wow. More from Hololive, you can see how mad the staff is. And it goes on and on and on, man. Again, if I read all this, we're going to be here all day. But you can see the story developing. Let's continue. And we're going to read this one, I suppose, because it has the Hololive moderation comment too. And it's bold letters. Not too bad. This thread has been exhausted and comments will be locked. Here are my thoughts. Not all of our talents have the rules in their stream descriptions. I have been pushing for this, but the talents have final say. If things become too negative, they will likely be forced to include them. The rules for all our talents are ultimately the same, I know. I help translate the thing, so if you see the rules in one talent stream, assume they are the same for another's, especially if she doesn't have them in the description. Feel free to complain as much as you like, but chatting in pre-stream is bad. Can you imagine you're about to speak publicly and for half an hour all you hear is stop speaking language, or I came here from blank, or even worse, using another personality's catchphrase on one talent stream? It's not like the girls are reading the chat 30 minutes. There's a quote there. This is not true. Most of them are actually reading the chat before they stream, and if they see a bunch of comments bickering with each other, it's not good. If you wish to discuss this matter further, initiate a chat with us on Reddit, and we will strive to answer any concerns. But remember, rules are rules. Don't be a moron at any time where you can chat. From T-Chan. And Game Wizard says, I bring all this up because the prevailing theory that has been slowly gaining traction is that there is more going on than what we're being told. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. There's just way too much all going on at once. I mean, I think it's fair to say there's probably even more going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. All these events have happened within such a short amount of time with hardly any explanation as to what is being done about them. And some of them apparently have no explanation at all, right? This has led to speculation that this is an underhanded attempt by woke Western influence to try and put a dent in Covercore's reputation. According to this alleged theory, the copyright incident that just occurred was a direct result of certain Westerners contacting the gaming companies to try and get them to issue copyright strikes in hopes of taking down channels. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, listen, the copyright stuff in Japan is definitely complicated, and Hololive is getting bigger and bigger. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, let me rephrase already. Hololive's already huge, right? And it's only getting more and more popular. You look at the numbers that these streamers are pulling, it's tremendous what they're doing. Wouldn't be surprised if the gaming companies took notice. Again, the Japanese copyright is quite different than here in the States. Wouldn't be surprised if they took notice and were like, yeah, we can get some money out of this. Or, depending on how the law is over there, maybe legally they are in the right. Maybe these gaming companies are in the right. I'm not an expert of Japanese law. I'm not going to make an arbitrary statement in one way or the other on that. But it seems, possible that some people would tip off these companies. It seems more likely to me, though, that they just found out normally, in my humble opinion. But that said, I do think Westerners that aren't into like anime or virtual YouTubers like we are, they probably don't like these virtual YouTubers. They probably get very jealous of them, the whole 9 yards. You know how some of these weirdo Westerners are, man. They have really toxic mindsets, some of them. So maybe that's part of it too. Who knows? Except Hololive, I guess. What's this now? Well, I say taken down, but a majority of them are being shifted to private videos while handling the copyright stuff. Either way, it still sucks. You can't access them anymore. Is it the game publisher that's doing that or some sort of false flag stuff? Not entirely sure. Honestly, I don't know. So it's just, Twitter speculation, I suppose. We'll scroll down here. He's just showing, he's backing the claim up, right? He's talking about those speculation going on. He's showing some of the speculation. And then that pretty much ends it, actually. So the final image we have here says, Covercore, Hololive's company, has been taking a beating recently with Coward's termination, and now they are dealing with multiple copyright issues, sad VTuber noises, F to pay respects, and that leads to the final statement from Game Wizard. The next thing is the Nintendo update I already showed you. He says, whatever the case may be, I am sure Covercore will recover from this. That being said, this company incident, along with several recent events, are going to leave a lasting mark on the company's reputation. Right now, the company is in for some turbulent waters, and where they go from here, only time can tell. Hopefully, they will look back into getting better management because they really have been dropping the ball lately. Until that time comes, go out and show your love and support for your favorite VTubers during these difficult times. So I like how I ended off with a really happy, positive note. That's great. Thank you, Game Wizard. Yeah, go support your favorite VTubers during these trying times. Great advice. And thank you for supporting my channel here and the website, nyannet.com. Thanks again, Game Wizard, for your contribution. Great work. And I'm going to end this one here. There's not too much else to say. If you want more information, you can find this full report once more linked in the description and the pinned comment. All of this stuff in one place for your convenience. And this is a pretty long video, so let's get this thing uploaded. It's going to take a little while to get it out. But, oh, wow. Okay. You know what? That was almost... let's just end the video before we say anything else that might come off weird. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time. Last video for the day, of course. Catch you tomorrow. Take care.